Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, April 26th, 2025. And today I want to talk with you about why bigger is not necessarily better when it comes to your business. Now, this topic is of great interest to me because when I quit my job to start my business 25 years ago, I never had a desire for a big business. That was never on my radar. I never wanted to have a lot of employees. I never wanted any of those things. And while I was very clear about that from the very beginning, I always felt like I was swimming upstream on that topic because all of the businesses that I noticed were being celebrated and heralded as the ones that were always the ones to watch, and all of the business leaders who were celebrated as the ones that were the most amazing, the most wonderful, and the most awesome. They were always leading companies that were hiring a lot of employees and they were getting bigger and they had phenomenal growth, and all the arrows were always up and to the right in a very dramatic way. And I always felt like the message to businesses that did not want to experience that kind of growth was that our businesses didn't really matter. And from time to time over the years, I have been tempted to cast aside what I wanted and what I was sure was my trajectory for the other trajectory, like the big growth, the massive growth trajectory. And I've always stopped myself, and I've always been glad that I did that because it's not what I've wanted. So I guess lesson number one is do what you want and not what the world or what other people say you should want. That's always a good lesson in life, right? So I pass that on to you first. But why bigger is not better? First of all, better is better, right? And better may mean bigger, but it doesn't always mean bigger. Better means better. So, in my opinion, we should always just strive to get better. And if better means also getting bigger, that's great, but it doesn't always mean that. And so, I have three things I want to share with you that over the years to me have confirmed that better does not mean bigger. I have observed a lot of small business leaders pursue bigger just for the sake of being bigger, and they have frequently run into walls, financial walls, emotional walls, mental walls, like disastrous walls. Sometimes they haven't. Many times they haven't, but oftentimes they have. I've seen both. And usually when they run into walls, it's because they grew because it was the thing to do, not because they wanted to do it. The ones who've grown big and been successful have done it on their own terms and because they wanted to, not because they felt the pressure to or because they just kind of mindlessly did it. Like they did it with great intention and they did it because it's something that they wanted. Okay, so three things to think about before you just blindly pursue growth um, or bigness just because big is, I don't know, seems better, but it's not always better. Okay. Big always means more people. And more people generally means more potential problems. Okay. And if you don't want to have a whole lot of problems, then you don't want a whole lot of people in your business. Okay. So think about this, right? When you're hiring new people in your business, it's a great thing, right? You're giving people jobs. You're helping people to grow themselves. Like a job is a good thing, and people need jobs. People want jobs. The thing is that when you start doing that in your business, every single person you hire, you are not just hiring the person, you're also hiring all of their problems. You're, in a sense, hiring their families. Like you've got to make sure you keep the income coming in so you can pay their salary and hopefully you're able to give them some benefits too. So those benefits have to keep coming and somebody's got to pay for those benefits and that person is you. And if they get sick or maybe their child gets sick and they can't come to work, that's your problem, right? It becomes your problem because the work still has to get done. And if they aren't doing it, somebody's got to do it. And that person might be you, right? Especially if your business is very small and you're just starting to hire. I mean, that's happened to me before. The person that I hired couldn't come to work or didn't come to work, and I had to do their job. So it's part of life. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that the more people you hire, the more issues like that you're going to have. And as you grow, you're going to need to hire people to manage the people that you hire because eventually you're not going to be able to manage all of them. So you're going to need to put some layers in there, right? So you've got some bureaucratic things that come into your life when you start hiring people. So where there are people, there are problems. And so as you grow a business and get bigger, you need more people to do the work in the business. So bigger means more people, and more people means more issues in your business. So you need to really think through how you as a business leader are going to be handling not just the bigness of your business, but the people who make the business bigger as you get bigger. And that's an issue that needs to be thought through in advance. So just hiring new people because you need more work done is a part of running a business, but it's also important to think about what that means for you as the business owner and the business leader as you're hiring people, and making yourself equipped personally to handle that is a whole nother thing. So one reason why bigger is not always better for you. Okay. Money. Number two. The first is people, the second is money. So as you grow a business and you are able to hire more people, it means you have more money. Well, but that doesn't always mean more money for you. Like just because you're hiring more people and even becoming more profitable in your business doesn't mean that you are actually increasing your take home pay, right? They don't always go hand in hand. And so just because the business is making more money doesn't mean you are. Okay, so you may have more revenue in your business, but doesn't mean that you can give yourself a raise every single time that happens. So, but more money is not necessarily a bad thing, but more money also means more issues, right? When you make more money, you got more potential problems, right? You got more tax issues to deal with. You have more of a lot of issues to deal with when you have more money coming in. So that's another issue that you want to make sure that you think about as you're like growing is great and bigger can be great, but it's not always so great. So handling money is a thing and not everybody is good at it. And so as you are making your business bigger, if that's what you decide to do, make sure that you are also gaining the expertise yourself or engaging the services of experts who can help you handle your money. And do that sooner rather than later. How do I know? Maybe one day I'll tell you, but hire people to help you with your money before you need to hire people to help you with your money. It's a good idea to do that. I just learned that from experience, not because I read it in a book. Yes. Okay, so that's number two is the money. Number three, as you grow and bigger always means more liability. Your risk expands as your company gets bigger. The bigger you are, the more risk you take on in the marketplace. And so be careful as you grow that you also grow your ability to take on that risk. So understand that your risk grows with your size. So increase your liability insurance as you grow. Increase not just the amount of insurance, but the types of insurance you have. Because as you grow, you need more people. You're probably selling more different types of products, which means you probably need different types of insurance and more of it because you're putting more risk out into the marketplace. So your liability is increasing as you are growing. So that's the third reason why bigger does not necessarily mean better for you. So these are important things to think about. On the flip side, what's important on the front end to really try to do in your business is to make it better. Make your business better. Innovate consistently. Make yourself better consistently. Make your products better. Improve your customer service. Make your business better. And as your business improves, it may also grow. And it may grow and grow and grow. And it may eventually become big, almost as a side benefit, if you will, of your improvement and of your betterment of yourself and your betterment of your business. But I believe firmly that the first thing we should do is get better. Get better. And if the business grows as a result of that, that's just icing on the cake. But if you're getting better and you're serving better and you're having a better impact in the world, a better impact in your community, a better impact in the lives of the people who are buying your products and services, if you're doing that, then you're going to be profitable. And if you're doing that, you're going to be happy and joy-filled in your business. And your buyers, your customers, the people who you serve are also going to be happy and joy-filled. And that's an all-around win-win-win to me. And then if the bigness comes as well because you want that, more power to you. But pursuing growth and bigness for the sake of growth and bigness is almost just like pursuing something that really doesn't have any ultimate purpose to me. That's just me. I know everybody's different. But I'd love to know what you think about this. Big is not necessarily better when it comes to business. Better is better. What do you think about that? Let's discuss in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts, and I will see you tomorrow.